Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Wednesday. We've got 15 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. Go ahead, turn on those notification bells. And yeah, we'll hop in it here. Busy slate today. Starting with the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Cardinals opening up as road favorites at -125. The Pirates +105 with the over-under at 9.5. Cardinals coming into this matchup 55-72. The Pirates 57-69. Pitching for the Cardinals is Zach Thompson with an ERA of 3.90. Pitching for the Pirates is Luis Ortiz with an ERA of 4.86. Thompson, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Ortiz, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Cardinals back-to-back losses against the Pirates here. They just have not looked good in this series so far. Pirates, played well these last 2 games here. Cardinals 0-6 on the road against the Pirates here. Honestly, Ortiz coming off 2 kind of rough starts on the mound here, but really not much faith in the Cardinals here. I think Pirates are a good underdog today, and I'll take Pirates +1.5 at home. Next matchup, we got the Chicago Cubs versus the Detroit Tigers. Tigers opening up as home favorites at -110. The Cubs +100 with the over-under at 8.5. Cubs coming into this matchup 65-60. Detroit 58-68. Pitching for the Cubs is Jameson Taillon with an ERA of 5.48. Pitching for the Tigers is Tarik Skubal with an ERA of 3.76. Taillon, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Skubal, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 7 strikeouts. Cubs losing to Detroit yesterday, 8-6. Taillon coming off a 2-run game. Skubal coming off a 1-run game here. I still think Cubs are a good underdog, getting underdog value today, and I'll take Chicago +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Minnesota Twins versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers opening up as home favorites at -140. The Twins +120 with the over-under at 8. Twins coming into this matchup 65-61. The Brewers 69-57. Pitching for the Twins is Kenta Maeda with an ERA of 4.13. Pitching for the Brewers is Corbin Burns with an ERA of 3.43. Maeda, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Burns, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 9 strikeouts. Minnesota losing to the Brewers yesterday 7-3. Brewers on a 4-game winning streak, playing pretty well right now on this little stretch that they're on. Maeda coming off a 3-run game. Burns coming off a 0-run game here. Definitely a tough switch here. I really liked Milwaukee as the underdogs here, and they are playing well here. I do like Burns on the mound. I think I'm going to lean with the Brewers at home in this one. Next matchup, we got the Seattle Mariners versus the Chicago White Sox. Seattle opening up as road favorites at -210. The White Sox +180 with the over-under at 9.5. Seattle coming into this matchup 71-55. The White Sox 49-77. Pitching for the Mariners is George Kirby with an ERA of 3.23. Pitching for the White Sox is Michael Kopech with an ERA of 5.12. Kirby, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Kopech, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 9 runs, had 1 strikeout. Seattle on an 8-game winning streak right now. Back-to-back wins against the White Sox here. I mean, they're hot right now. White Sox kind of pretty much in shambles. I know they fired a bunch of people. Just things not looking good for the White Sox this season here. Seattle's on a roll right now, and Kopech coming off that 9-run game. Yeah, I'm going to roll with the Mariners on the road on this one. Next matchup, we got the Kansas City Royals versus the Oakland Athletics. Currently trying to find a line for this game. Don't even have a line on this game as I'm recording, but Royals coming into this 40-88. Oakland 36-90. Pitching for the Royals is Cole Ragans with an ERA of 4.25. Pitching for Oakland is Adrian Martinez with an ERA of 5.85. Ragans, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 9 strikeouts. Martinez, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Royals losing to Oakland back-to-back games here, losing by 1. You know, they got the cover. It's just an ugly matchup to bet on, really. Can't find a line on this. I just really have no confidence in this game at all. So really stay away from this game. I mean, you could literally bet on every other game and get good value. I'm still going to take the Royals. I don't know what the line is. I'm just going to assume Royals are probably like a slight underdog again today on the road. I'm still going to take a shot with the Royals plus 1.5 if I was desperate enough to bet on this game. Next matchup, we got the San Francisco Giants versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies opening up as home favorites at minus 130. The Giants plus 110 with the over-under at 9. Giants coming into this matchup 65-61. The Phillies 69-57. Pitching for the Giants is Alex Cobb with an ERA of 3.75. Pitching for the Phillies is Michael Lorenzen with an ERA of 3.57. Cobb, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Lorenzen, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 1 strikeout. The Giants coming off back-to-back Philly losses here. Phillies look good in this series so far. Giants, horrible road team, 2-14 on the road. They just aren't getting it done on the road here. Cobb been pretty bad on the mound his last couple starts here, giving up a lot of runs here, and I think I'm going to roll with the Phillies at home in this one. Next matchup, we got the Cincinnati Reds versus the Los Angeles Angels. Angels opening up as home favorites at minus 165. The Reds plus 140 with the over-under at 8.5. Reds coming into this matchup 65-61. The Angels 61-65. Pitching for the Reds is Andrew Abbott with an ERA of 2.99. Pitching for the Angels is Shohei Ohtani with an ERA of 3.24. Abbott, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Ohtani, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 5 strikeouts, coming off 3 straight 0-run games here. Reds beating the Angels yesterday 4-3. And it's just tough because, you know, Ohtani's literally is just carrying this whole team. Has been all season here. He just gets no help at all. And it's just hard to trust a team when you have no help. And I'm sure he'll probably have a great game here, but Reds still getting good underdog money. And I got to take Cincinnati plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Miami Marlins versus the San Diego Padres. Padres opening up as home favorites at minus 115. Miami plus 105 with the over-under at 7.5. Marlins coming into this matchup 65-62. The Padres 60-67. Pitching for the Marlins is Sandy Alcantara with an ERA of 4.16. Pitching for the Padres is Seth Lugo with an ERA of 3.92. Sandy, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Lugo, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 9 strikeouts. Miami with the shutout win against the Padres 3-0 yesterday. Padres are just, man, they're just so disappointing to bet on. You find good spots for the Padres to give them a chance because their roster is just so stacked, and they just really they've been a disappointment this year. And so Padres aren't that team. They're just not that team, man. They really aren't. They always find a way to let me down all the time. So I'm gonna take the Marlins plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Colorado Rockies versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays opening up as home favorites at minus 270. The Rockies plus 220 with the over-under at 8.5. Rockies coming into this matchup 48-77. The Rays 76-51. Pitching for the Rockies is Austin Gomber with an ERA of 5.52. Pitching for the Rays is Aaron Savale with an ERA of 2.44. Gomber, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 1 strikeout. Savale, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Colorado, coming off a Rays loss yesterday, 12-4. They're just 3-7 in their last 10 right now. Rays 7-3 in their last 10 on a little 2-game winning streak. Colorado 1-6 on the road against the Rays, where they do struggle. I really like Savale on the mound, coming off a nice start, last start on the mound, giving up no runs. And I think I'm going to roll with Tampa Bay at home in this one. Next matchup, we've got the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Baltimore Orioles. Toronto opening up as road favorites at minus 120. Baltimore plus 110 with the over-under at 8.5. Toronto coming into this matchup 70-56. Baltimore 77-48. Pitching for the Blue Jays is Kevin Gausman with an ERA of 3.24. Pitching for Baltimore is Jack Flaherty with an ERA of 4.73. Gausman, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Flaherty, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 7 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Toronto on a 3-game winning streak, beating Baltimore yesterday 6-3. A nice win for Toronto here. They are just 3-8 against Baltimore. Haven't been the best head-to-head here. Both pitchers coming off a big run game. And now that it's flipped, I think Baltimore's a good underdog today, getting underdog money. And I'll take Baltimore plus 1.5 at home. Next matchup, we've got the Washington Nationals versus the New York Yankees. Yankees opening up as home favorites at minus 130. Washington plus 120 with the over-under at 9. Washington coming into this matchup 58-68. The Yankees 60-65. Pitching for the Nationals is Mackenzie Gore with an ERA of 4.38. Pitching for the Yankees is Luis Severino with an ERA of 7.98. Gore, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Severino, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Washington on a 2-game winning streak right now, beating the Yankees yesterday. Yankees, the struggles continue, 9-game losing streak. 0-5 at home. Don't really know what the heck is going on with the Yankees. They just are not playing well. And yeah, there's just no way I can take the Yankees here. Give me Washington plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Cleveland Guardians. Dodgers opening up as road favorites at minus 200. Cleveland plus 170 with the over-under at 8.5. Dodgers coming into this matchup 76-48. The Guardians 60-66. Pitching for the Dodgers is Clayton Kershaw with an ERA of 2.48. Pitching for the Guardians is Xavier Curry with an ERA of 3.24. Kershaw, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 2 strikeouts. Curry, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 6 strikeouts. Dodgers, bad loss yesterday to Cleveland, losing 8-3. Just how it is, just a tough loss there. Love Kershaw on the mound. He's only given up 2 runs in his last 3 starts here. And I think Dodgers bounce back today with Kershaw on the mound. rolling with the Dodgers on the road in this one. Next matchup, we've got the New York Mets versus the Atlanta Braves. Braves opening up as home favorites at -200. The Mets +170 with the over-under at 9.5. Mets coming into this matchup 59-68. The Braves 81-44. Pitching for the Mets is Jose Quintana with an ERA of 3.03. Pitching for the Braves is Charlie Morton with an ERA of 3.54. Quintana, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Morton coming off back-to-back 0-run games here. The Mets losing to the Braves yesterday 3-2. Nice bounce back for the Braves after that bad loss in that first game. Mets are just 1-8 on the road against Atlanta here. Yeah, Morton hot, coming off 2 great games. One of those was a 0-run game against the Mets about 2 weeks ago. And yeah, still going to roll with the Braves. Taking Atlanta at home in this one. Next matchup, we got the Boston Red Sox versus the Houston Astros. Houston opening up as home favorites at -115. Boston +105 with the over-under at 9. Boston coming into this matchup 66-60. The Astros 72-55. Pitching for Boston is Chris Sale with an ERA of 4.50. Pitching for the Astros is Jose Urquidy with an ERA of 5.21. Sale, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Urquidy, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 7 strikeouts. Boston back-to-back losses against the Astros here. A nice win for the Astros yesterday with Verlander on the mound. And yeah, you're looking at a pretty even pitching matchup here. But yeah, Houston, they've just been the better team in this series here and hasn't really been close. So I'm going to take the Astros at home in this one. Then the last matchup, we got the Cincinnati Reds versus the Los Angeles Angels in Game 2 of a doubleheader here. Currently can't find a line here, which I can never find. There's usually never have lines in the morning for a doubleheader game. The only info I have for this matchup is that pitching for the Angels is Reed Detmers with an ERA of 4.93. So yeah, not much info on this doubleheader game. I'm gonna keep it simple here. I'm still gonna take the Reds as an underdog. I just don't trust the Angels. They've just been so horrible. If it were to take the Angels, maybe in the first game, I get it with Ohtani on the mound. I don't hate that, but the second game, I'd probably still take the Reds here. We'll see who ends up pitching for the Reds. But I'd still lean with the Reds in Game 2 in this one. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Wednesday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Thursday. Have a good one.